Good morning, everybody. Oh, yeah. Guess what time it is already, though? Don't you? I think you do. It's time for a little Java with Jen, Java with Jen, Java with Jen. Hey, and I hold my I'm a righty, but I hold my coffee cup in my left hand. Is that like a thing? I don't know. But anyway, I got to turn this around. Look at this awesome mug I got from the Anne Arundel County, Anne Arundel chapter of the Society of HR Managers. Thank you, A. Sherm, for this amazing mug, which I'm now going to switch to my left hand because I just spoke at their conference called Awaken Greatness. There you go. So if you too would like me to sip coffee out of your mug, you can tell it's coffee. I was going to pretend it was wine, but you can't because it's coffee. Mm-hmm. Little iced coffee in the morning. Anybody else do hot coffee in the winter and cold coffee in the summer, or is it just me? I think it's my family's New England upbringing. My family's from Rhode Island. It was a big thing. Anywho, welcome, welcome. I've been blathering on, haven't even introduced myself. How rude of me. I'm Jen Koken, and I'm an executive leadership coach for women in STEM who want to lead with more authority, influence, and impact. I am your guide on your side. This is Guide by Your Side. This is Java with Jen. And every week I go live to talk about some things that are on my mind, some leadership tools and techniques, ways to fuel your week so that you can feel at home with yourself, so that you can feel more confident in your own skin, so that you find new ways to inspire and lead your team and set out your week with positive intent. All right, so let's get crack-lacking, shall we? First of all, Kathy, thank you for pointing out that I'm a day late, but we all are. That's okay. Love you, buddy. Anywho, yeah, it was Memorial Day, so I usually go Wednesday. It's Thursday, if you haven't noticed, and here I am. And today I want to talk with you. So one of the things that I do is I create my day every day with a colleague, 9 o'clock in the morning, kind of catch up with each other. And then we say what we're creating for that day, what our intention is. Another way to say it is could be a positive affirmation, but the way I look at it, it's who you're being, because we're human beings, not human doings. And so today, what I'm creating is being someone who is curious. And I want to talk to you about that because what does that mean, Jen? What do you mean curious? What does that mean? So I always try to investigate something during the day, and sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's a month, because I'm always looking for moments or places where I have come to conclusions about people or situations. Do you know what I mean? Like, now I got to get some water. Hold on. There we go. Like, what have you concluded about your boss based on past behavior, about yourself based on past behavior, experience, or circumstance? What have you concluded about what's possible for your future? What have you concluded about what you like to eat? And that's a simple thing, right? How you wear your hair. We have so many conclusions. We've come to so many conclusions about ourselves and each other and life. I hope this makes sense. And if it does, say yeah in the chat, just so that I know that that comes across. So I am in this investigation today being present to and connected to. And when I say present to, I mean really causing myself to be in the moment to discern. Am I coming into a conclusion about what is or isn't possible? If you're an entrepreneur, have you come to a conclusion about who will buy what before you've even launched something? If you are in the corporate sector, have you come to a conclusion about whether your team or your boss or anyone else will listen to an idea that you have? So often when we have ideas, we spend so much time, this is ants, the automatic negativity triggers. We have so many negative thoughts because of the brain's negativity bias that we talk ourselves out of things. So here's a really good example that has nothing to do with work. So I volunteer at a local theater. I wanted to be an actor when I was a kid and went into politics instead, which is very much theater in a lot of ways. And so I've been volunteering with a local theater. I usher. I've learned how to run the tech booth. I go backstage and work the crew. And I'm going to audition for one of the upcoming plays. Second time auditioning, didn't get a part the first time, totally fine. Hadn't auditioned in 45 years, so I feel like, I broke my cherry on auditioning. But here it is, time to audition for the next play. And I was talking to another friend who is an actor saying, I'm not going to try out for the lead role because there's no way they're going to give it to me. I haven't performed in a production. I mean, I keynote, right? I keynote, I train in front of groups. I did stand-up comedy for 6 years. So I've been on stages a lot, just not as an actor, which is very distinct, at least in my world. This is the conclusion piece, right? Because, okay, I got to learn lines, I got to learn blocking, I'm interacting with other people, and it's a whole different world than giving a keynote where it's my content and I'm live coaching people from the stage, or doing stand-up comedy where it's my own content I've written. Much easier to own and memorize when it's your own content. Another totally side conversation, another friend who's an actor looked at me and she said, are you kidding me? It's easier to act than it would be to do stand-up comedy or keynote. So it's all about perception and all about the conclusions we've come to. So go back to my friend who says to me, why aren't you trying out for the lead role? And I say, they're never going to give it to me. And he says, how do you know? Why not go for it? So this led me to today, which is, where else have I come to conclusions about what is or isn't possible for myself, for my life, for work, for how I lead? Where have you come to conclusions about what is or isn't possible because you've already worked it through in your head about why something's going to go wrong? And by the way, that already working through the thing in your head, already thinking something is going to go wrong, is just what the brain does. It's not even you. You don't even have to do anything to think negatively, because the brain's thoughts, 80 to 85% are negative, according to neuroscientists. 90 to 95% are repetitive. You're going to hear me say that a lot on these live videos because I want you to remember that. And it takes a conscious act of rebellion, of rebellious presence, to intervene and notice where we've come to conclusions. So as I'm going through my day to day, conclusion or curiosity, assuming I've come to conclusion everywhere, and I just got that as I'm doing this live, here's what I'm going to practice today. I'm going to assume I've come to conclusions about everyone and everything everywhere. Okay, let's assume that's a conclusion. And when we conclude something, we don't see anything else as possible because, again, the brain has, okay, that's it. It's not going to work. The brain's trying to keep us alive. So moment by moment, distinguishing where I've come to conclusions, and then saying to myself, well, what would happen if I was curious about this? What if I just push that aside? I'm just going to notice the conclusion. Do that with me. Notice the conclusion, push it aside. All right, now what can I be curious about? Let's say you have a routine in the morning. You have to do things a particular way. Well, what is that a conclusion you came to? Does that honestly work for you? Is it habit, which habits are great? Or is there another way that you want to do things in the morning that would really empower and inspire you? For a long time, I had a very regimented 20 minutes meditation, 20 minutes journaling, 1 hour workout, et cetera, until I became exhausted by it. And it was no longer joyful for me. In the beginning, it was super joyful. I loved it. I really got into it. And then I stopped because I just began going through the motions. And I think that's another indicator or flag that we've come to conclusions as we're going through the motions. Think about your relationships with coworkers. Where do you just act the same way? You do the same things, you go the same places. Somebody comes into your office, somebody you manage, and oh God, they're just going to sit and complain. Well, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But if we think they will, usually that kind of thinking gets fulfilled. It's the way the universe works. It's a giant intention fulfilling machine. So we end it here because we've gone on long enough. As you go about your day to day, I invite you to keep thinking about, is this a conclusion I've come to? And can I push that aside? And what would I think about, or what would I want to try if I was curious about this? Now, it's fine to come to a conclusion about something. Let's see, I have concluded I cannot make, I'm trying to think of something like silly. There's certain things I don't like certain foods I don't like. I have concluded I will never try fried crickets. Let's just put it that way. I know I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to be curious about it. I don't want to eat a bug. I get it. You can go to, I have plenty of friends who travel all the time and they try all the foods. And I'm, like, I can't even think about it. I wouldn't eat. There's certain foods I just won't eat, and I'm okay with that conclusion. So don't think conclusions are bad. However, sometimes we haven't even noticed that we've concluded something. So keep bringing curiosity to your day today, curiosity to how you lead, curiosity to your interactions with other people, curiosity to your spouse or partner, curiosity to dating if you're single and dating like me. Keep bringing curiosity. Who is this person? What is this about? Ask questions. Ask questions versus coming to conclusions. Okay. All right, friends. I'm going to send you out with a little bit more chill music here, and have a great day. And this was Thursday, not Wednesday's episode of Java with Jen. All right, friends. Let's see if we can get the music going as we go out. Really? Oh, yeah, we can. Oh, yeah. Have a great Thursday. I'll see you next week. Hit me up if there's something you want me to talk about and you want me to drink out of your very special mug or wine glass. Not going to say, send one over. All right. Ciao, ciao for now.